Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to have some Division 20 online gameplay using Michael Chandler for his UFC 257 fighter showcase. He's coming up in the co-main event facing Dan Hooker in a 3-round fight. So Michael Chandler's obviously new to the promotion, coming in from Bellator, and there's a lot of pressure and a lot of hype around him. I know he thinks he deserved the fight against Justin Gaethje straight away coming in, and a lot of people have said a lot of good things about him. I've watched some clips from his other fights, and obviously he is a wrestler. He does have some power in his hands, but his bread and butter is the wrestling. And coming into a lightweight division that's already pretty stacked, he's been matched up against Dan Hooker, who is coming off a loss to Dustin Poirier, who's fighting in the main event against Conor McGregor. So he's interesting to see how Michael Chandler's going to do. It's going to be a real test, and there's a lot of pressure on him because not only does he have the hype from being a champion in another promotion, it's also the fact that we've had someone else come over in the past, being Ben Askren, who had a lot of hype around him, said he could do a lot of things, and we saw what happened with him and how he's ended up retiring. So he's got that added pressure coming into the fight, and even if he doesn't admit it, I'm sure that's playing on his mind, because the UFC does have the best fighters in the world. I mean, there's other promotions that have other very good fighters, but I'd say predominantly the best fighters in the world are in the UFC. So Dan Hooker is not an easy matchup for him at all. I mean, Michael Chandler, I believe, is quite short, maybe what, 5'9", 5'8", compared to Hooker. He's not going to have the reach on him. Hooker's obviously going to have the reach, and we're going to see how he deals with it. I mean, he said he's one of the best lightweight fighters in the world. Obviously, he believes he's the best, so Dan Hooker is one of the best out there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it. I mean, one thing that's in his favour massively is this 3-round fight. I mean, I believe if it was a 5-round fight, Dan Hooker wins it. And the fact it's a 3-round fight is going to help him out quite a bit, I think. So we'll see how he deals with it. I mean, he's going to have to implement the game plan of taking him to the ground and dominating him there and play out the decision. I don't see him getting the finish, but obviously I could get proven wrong because he does have that power. I just know that Hooker's hard to finish, as we've seen in his other fights. So it's going to be interesting. And the gameplay now, you're going to see me playing against Conor McGregor. And as you can see, I've already been dropped. He's done a significant amount of damage to my body. So right now I'm trying to control him on the ground a bit and not take damage to my body. So he tries to go into full guard straight away. I deny it, and up on top. And this is what you've got to do if you're using Michael Chandler. I mean, his stand-up's alright. He's got good power in his hands. He's a 4-star fighter, but you want to get him to the ground and you want to dominate. That's what you want to do. You don't want to keep it standing, especially against Conor McGregor, who's built for the meta of this game. So he manages to get it back up, and it's a 5-round fight. And if you look at my stamina, I'm in a terrible position. I mean, it's awful. That's what I want my stamina looking like going into round 4. So he's worked me to the body very well already, and I get the turn-in takedown here, which is always good. And he gets me straight into side control. I'm looking to deny his transitions and maybe go for a submission or just do some damage. I think where he's done a lot of damage to my body, I just decided to posture up and try give some damage back. So my body's already in a terrible position, so I'm looking to drain his stamina. And as you can see here, I'm not sure what his stamina's looking like. Obviously at the moment, because I'm denying his transitions, I know it's not great. I think he was just doing that to play out the round, so I couldn't actually do any damage. So obviously going into the next round, I know I need to make some adjustments. I need to take less body shots, and I need to get the fight to the ground a lot quicker. I don't want to stay in kicking range. I either want to stay out of that range completely or in the boxing range, which is also going to be a big ask against McGregor. As you see there, I use my head movement and get the takedown straight into side control. That was a beautiful takedown, swaying all the punches and then going straight into side control. He does a good job of it going onto his back mount. He denies my transition. So here I'm just trying to stay patient. I mean, I know he's having problems denying the takedowns when I'm spinning them, so that's something I'm keeping in mind. Trying to do some damage here by posturing up. I want to break his guard, and I want to do some damage to his head, which I got done. But as you can see, my stamina went down. He's got me in his full guard, which I'm not worried about, because obviously Conor's submission offense is little to none. I mean, you can submit with him if the opponent's really tired or he just doesn't have good submission defense, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just looking to land blows to his body to keep my GA up and work to get another position. There's a good deny there, stopping me to go to half guard, and I deny his get up, so managed to get into half guard. He's done that twice now, so I've picked on that as soon as I get into half guard, he always tries to go flip me into full guard. So I'm denying his transitions here. I get him into the crucifix, which is not the position you want to be in on the ground in this game, and seeing if I can deny the transitions. I can't, so I end up in the I think I try to go for a submission, so I'm in side saddle, and the side saddle, if you don't know, the submission off there, I think it's the arm triangle, is very, very good. Like, it's a very easy way to finish opponents, especially if you've got good submission. So here I work him back to the ground, he gets back up, I try working to the ground again, and I actually take his back. So we're being very efficient here with how we get him to the ground. We're mixing it up. So you can see I pushed him forward before, and now I've gone backwards. I'm trying to keep him thinking, and he's doing a good job of surviving. You know, he's not taking much damage, but obviously I'm controlling this round very well. So it's good considering last round I took a lot of body damage. So here I was really looking for a dominant round, and he does a good job there. And he manages to get up. So I did try to deny the transition, but obviously didn't get it off in time. And this is where I don't want to be. I'm up against the cage, and if he breaks my block and keeps, you know, hitting me, he'll take me down. And obviously I try to take him down there, does a good sprawl. I think I went for a body shot there, but went for a takedown. I was way out of range, so I was never getting that. And he catches my kick here, hits me with a head kick. So I know he's going to want to do damage to the body, because obviously that's how he got his success in the last round. But I'm trying to remain calm. I want this fight to go to the ground. There's 30 seconds left. Shoot for a takedown, he sprawls it. So I'm trying to pick up on the patterns of which side I turn. Does he deny? So then I won't use that side. He goes for the kick, and I get the takedown here. And there's only 6 seconds left, but I just got the takedown to nullify his offensive threat. And I go for the takedown here again, but obviously the round's finished. And yeah, the connection throughout this game wasn't the best. Had a little button lag at times, but you've just got to deal with that. Obviously it's an online game, that can happen. Going into this round, obviously I had great success in round 2. That was my round. Obviously round 1 was his round, so I always take round 1 off anyway, just to see how the opponent fights. I don't mind losing that round, but I don't like taking the damage I took that round. So I lost the round, which I can live with, but I took a massive amount of damage to my body, which wasn't ideal. So go for the turning takedown here, and he denies, and as you can see, my stamina's in an awful position. So he's doing a good job of stuffing these takedowns now, so I need to try to find a way of getting him on the mat, because at the moment he's stuffing these takedowns, he's doing a very good job, and when I get him on there, it's about keeping him there. So I know Michael Chandler, obviously, his ground and pounds are very good, his wrestling's very good, and his submissions they're not bad, they're good enough. And as you can see, he hits me with another body shot because my body's really weak, and these are starting to add up, and he's starting to control this round as he did the first, and I can't let that happen. So right now I'm trying to work my shots, trying to survive. As you see, I get him in the clinch there just to get some breathing distance and circle out the cage. That's another tip I'd give. If you're against the cage, against the fence, you can clinch your opponent and move them and rotate out, and all of a sudden you're not against the fence. Obviously don't do it too often, otherwise they're going to realise. As you can see, my body's in awful condition, and he hits me with the uppercut that drops me. And right here I'm in pure survival mode. I need to get out of that position with the knees, otherwise I'm going to get dropped. And he's pressuring me really well. He's mixing up with the body and head. Go for a takedown here to turn him on. I turn the other side, the side he didn't deny the round before, and I get on top with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to work with. So I've got good enough time to work something. I've got good enough time to do some damage. I mean, he's obviously got the knockdown, so it's going to be his round, but I ideally want to try to work up some damage here, soften his head or soften his body, so when he does get up, he's not going to have much stamina. Because no matter what I do, unless I get to finish this round or I knock him down, the round's going to him anyway. But based off where my stamina is at this point, I doubt it's going to be a 5-round fight, just because my stamina's so low, my body health is so low, that everything he's hitting with me is rocking. So I've pretty much accepted at this point that I'm going to have to look for a finish, or I'm going to get finished myself. So get the takedown here now. I'm starting to get them more often. He was denying them before. So I'm starting to pick up on his habits of denying transitions. He denies me going into crucifix there. So overall, my opponent at this point is winning the fight. The only round that he really got dominated in was round 2. And I need to have another round like round 2. So as you can see here, I go for the submission just to see how good his submission defense is. And obviously it's just to run down the clock. There was only 30 seconds left. So if you want to ever run down the clock, if you're either winning the fight or you're losing, you can go for a submission and just play out the clock. It's a very good tactic. I do it all the time online, and he gets out fairly easily. So I know the submission defense isn't the worst. So right now I know in order to finish this fight, I'm not going to finish it on the feet because my body health's too low. I can't really risk getting hit anymore. I need to finish the fight on the ground, and ideally, where my stamina's at, I'm not going to be able to do ground and pound unless I manage to rock him or really break his block. So in order to finish the fight right now, I've accepted that it's probably going to have to be a submission. And this is where you're going to have to adapt in these 5-round fights. You're going to have to see what is and isn't working, and you're going to have to adapt. So you've got to look to see what your stamina position's in. What's your best chance of winning? My best chance of winning right now would probably be a submission. So I get him to the ground, which is where I need him to be, and now I start working. I can't let him back up because I know if he hits my body, I'm going to be in big trouble. And this is the difference between the level of fight. I mean, if you're a high level fight, you've got to make these adjustments. I mean, my body's ruined. I've been getting beat up pretty bad, but I know what I need to do in order to win the fight, and I'm going to try to play that out. So we're working here. My stamina's in. If you just look at my stamina, it's in an awful position. Managed to get top mount here, deny this transition, and I go for the arm bar. And this arm bar is probably my favourite from top mount. And as you can see, if you look at his stamina's gone. So I'm in a good position here. I know that okay, I could probably get this submission off because his stamina's not in the greatest spot. I've just got to see how far I can get with it, and if worse comes to worse, I'll just try to get it to the later stages for more points. So we're seeing if we can pull off the submission, and it's looking more and more likely as it's going on. And as you can see, we managed to pull off the submission victory via armbar. So just had to make the adjustment in the fight and use my fight IQ to get him on the ground and get the submission victory because my body was too hurt. So that was Michael Chandler on UFC. So this is going to be his fighter showcase against Dan Hooker. As I said, the only way I see him winning the fight is if he gets into the ground in real life and holds on to him. Maybe finish by a ground and pound, but I doubt it. So that was the Michael Chandler showcase. The stats will be coming up now on the scorecards. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.